Hi, and welcome to my channel. In today's tutorial, I'm gonna share with you how I made this cute Wonder Dog sweater for my beautiful Nena. It's my dog, and it's a cute custom for her to wear this Halloween. I was inspired by my son, who is also wearing a superhero costume, so I thought this would be a great idea to match them both. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna talk about is the materials we're gonna use for this sweater. So I am using worsted weight acrylic, that is size 4. And the reason I am using acrylic is because one, it's very soft. Second, it's because it's very easy to wash. You can just throw it to the washing machine. And another reason is because it comes in so many colors, so it's great. So that's the reasons. You could do cotton if you want to. But anyways, I'm gonna stay with acrylic. You will also need a 4.5 millimeter crochet hook and some scissors. The colors we are using, it is, well, it's because she's a wonder dog. So red, yellow, blue, and we're gonna need some white, not that much, but still. I'm gonna leave the colors on the description. The brand I'm using right now, it's Loops and Threads, but there are many brands. Whatever acrylic size 4 will do. And well, let's go. Of course, I made this sweater for my dog. She is a medium dog, and through the video I'm gonna tell you where or when can you try the sweater onto your dog. Unfortunately, I cannot make other sizes because I made this one in all her sweaters by try it on and taking some stitches. It's been hours to finally develop this pattern. I just want to share it with you because maybe it's your dog is same size and you can just avoid having all those undoing and doing stitches. And but I hope you can get through it and make it for your dog because it's very cute. And every time I take Nena, that's her name, to outside, everybody compliments her because of her sweater. All right, so let's get started. And yeah, so here we go. All right, so the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna start with the neck. The neck is gonna have 3 colors, so that will be yellow, blue, and red. It doesn't matter what color you start with. We're gonna start by making a slip knot. So if you are a very beginner, you will just put the yarn on top of your hand, go twice on your finger, and then the one that's at the back, put it at the front, and then the one that is now at the back is gonna come at the front. And then you're gonna insert your hook and close. Okay, so now we're gonna start by chaining 21. So if you don't know how to chain, you will just wrap, go around your hook, like from back to front, and that loop that is in your hook, you're gonna just put through the loop we have on our hook. So we yarn over and we pull through, we yarn over and we pull through, like that. So every chain looks like a V. And let me make it closer. So yarn over and pull through, and we're gonna do 21. We're gonna make 21. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 21. The last one is the chain just to go to the next row. It's not actually a stitch. So we're gonna skip it and we're gonna start on the second and we're gonna make a single crochet. If you don't know how to make a single crochet, you will just insert your hook, yarn over, so yarn on top of your hook. You will pull through the first loop that was on your hook. Now you have two, you will yarn over again and pull through both. That's a single crochet. So you insert, yarn over, pull through, yarn over and pull through both. So let's go and make 20 single crochet. Now here you have two options. So this neck that I'm making, it's going to fold. So actually this is the size of the neck. You could, if you don't want the neck to be this long and fold, you can just make 10 stitches instead of 20. But you will see at the end of the video when we close it, I like the way the neck folds, so that's why I am making 20. You can right now go at the end of the video and see how it looks, or you can just, like I said, leave it half of it and it won't fold, but it will be like, it will look okay. I've done both, I like both, but for this one I really want to make the one that folds, so that's why I am making 20 single crochets. When we finish the row, we chain one and turn. Now for row 2, we are still going to make single crochet, but we're going to do that on the back loop. So we have, if we can see our V right here, like a V, and this is the front loop of our stitch, this is the back loop. So we're going to grab that back and make our single crochet. So we grab the back loop, pull through, and just as usual, we are going to make 20 single crochet. And this is my last. So every 2 rows for this pattern or this sweater that I'm making, I am going to change color. If you don't want to change color, you can just keep going with red or whatever color you choose. But I do want to change color every 2 rows. So to do that, our last stitch, we're gonna insert, pull through, and when, instead of yarn over and finish the stitch with this color, I'm gonna make a loop with my yellow, put it on my hook, and finish the stitch with the new color. I'm gonna chain one and turn, like this, and then as usual, I'm going to make a single crochet in the back loop, so just like that. Now, here you also have a few options. Instead of cutting the yarn here, because that is gonna leave us a lot of tails that, you know, then we have to weave in, and that will be fine, but sometimes after many washes, like, they start to, like, sometimes they come out or you're just dealing with them. So I'm gonna show you how I do this. It might be like not a very kind of like, I don't know, professional way to do it, but it works for me. And if you want to do it like me, then just don't cut the yarn right now. Leave the yellow, the red like that. And you'll see what I'm gonna do. Okay, so this is my last stitch, but it's the first row. So I chain one and turn, and then I come back. Okay, so here I'm at the end of row 4, ready to attach the new color. So I'm just gonna grab the blue, make a loop on my hook, and finish that stitch. I chain one and turn, and again 20 single crochet on the back loop for 2 rows. So I'm at the end of, this is my last stitch in blue. Now I need to use the red. So what I'm going to do is to grab the yarn, the red that is there, right? Yarn over with it and finish the stitch. So I know we have this yarn right there, but it's just that when we're done with the neck, we are gonna work a single crochet row on this side. So this will be hidden. And I prefer to have it like this than having tons of tails that it's really hard to weave them all in. And like I said, so to do that, you just have to be very careful that you are not pulling too tight. Because, you know, when you're getting the sweater, this is going to, it has to be kind of stretchy. So just, just grab the yarn to its own, size, and you will be good. So now that I have the red, I just chain one and turn. And I will just, as usual, single crochet 20 on the back loop for 2 rows. So I am going to come back and I will grab then the yellow and so on and so on. So here I am about to finish the second row. So like that, I will grab the yellow. Of course, this part is where you have to just, put your yarn in order, but you're just dealing with one ball at a time. So I will just grab my yellow, yarn over, make sure it's loose enough, chain one and turn, and keep single crochet 2 rows, back loop with yellow. So here I am, I grab the blue, loose enough, chain one and turn. We're gonna keep doing this until we have 48 rows. At least that is for my dog, for Nena. And when I'm there, I'm gonna show you how I tried this on her to see if that's enough. You may not need that many rows, so you will just take out some rows, or you might need some more. So for now, let's crochet like this, and we'll meet you guys back. I'll meet you guys back when we are on row 48. Okay, so I am back. I just finished 48 rows. So if I take my measuring tape and I go around Nena's neck, she is 13 inches. So if I, without you know, pulling it or anything. If I just leave it like that, that is exactly 13 inches. Of course, when I go around her neck, like you know, it's kind of loose a little bit because I don't want her to be uncomfortable, right? So if, for example, because right now I have 48 rows. So the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start crocheting this side, and I'm gonna make one row of 48 single crochet across. So it is very important at this moment that you have the right size. So for example, if your dog is 12 inches or 11 inches, you will end up with the rows that it's necessary. Let's say it's here. So that would have been 42 rows. So this row here will have 42 stitches. And you're gonna start the pattern with that number, 42. Or depending, if your dog, like this wasn't enough and your dog, it's, I don't know, 14, 15 inches. Well, depending on those amount of rows you did here is the first row you are going to make across right here. So for me, it's fine. So what I want to show you is that this last stitch, I am going to bring the red one. I'm going to close it like this, chain one, and now I'm going to crochet this way. So now I can cut the yellow and the blue, right? So this is the edge that we have, like, you know, grabbing the yarn and pulling it. As you can see, it's not that chunky, or it's fine. Otherwise, we would have had like so many tails, and it's very complicated to weave those in. I've done that, trust me. So I chain one. So what are we gonna do right now is make sure we have one single crochet per row. So let's go and do that. So obviously every color has 2 rows. So 1 and 2. And so on. So this is 1 and 2. You will only carry these 2 tails. And then 1 and 2. Try not to crochet like super tight, because it has to be stretchy. 1 and 2. Just a few stitches with this, and then we just go for a regular 1 and 2, 1 and 2. Okay, so here I just finished that first row with single crochet. So I'm gonna show you the pattern. So I have this, which is very, very helpful when we're crocheting, because if you need to change some numbers here for you to make the sweater fit to your dog, you can easily take here some stitches and still have the pattern. So this first row over here, this one here, starts from here, and here is the one that we just did, and it has 48 stitches. So as you can see, for the next rows, we are just going to increase at the beginning and at the end on each row. Okay, so right now I have 48. So next row, we're gonna increase at the beginning. So this is in case you already have this one. The pattern is on my website and on my Etsy store. So you can just go and grab it. So we end up here. So as you can see from here, we have 2 stitches coming out. These 2 are coming from here, so that's an increase. So we're gonna do 2, and then 46 single crochet, and on the last we're gonna increase again. I'm gonna do this with you, but my pattern, so for my dog, for Nena, but if you, let's say you end up with 42 stitches like we said, so those you know, 6 stitches extra that you have here, I will take them from here, from the center, and then you will have the number. So you will keep this part as it is, like the, you know, the edges, and just move the stitches from the center. Obviously not this pattern, right? This will have to stay, but you will just kind of have to adjust those stitches, either to make it smaller or to make it larger. Okay, so let's get to let's make those rows where we are increasing. And so yeah, let's do that. Okay, so like I just explained, this will be row 1, and we have 48 stitches, so we are just gonna chain 1 and turn, and we are going to increase the first stitch. To increase the first stitch means that we are making 2 single crochets on the same stitch. So that is my increase. Now we have 46 single crochet to do, to make. And at the end, we will increase again. Okay, so here it's another important thing. We all have different, you know, my dog has a leash that's probably different from yours. So if your leash comes right from her neck, you may want to leave this. So you will chain some stitches and then come here to leave the hole for the leash, whatever it is. So, because in my pattern, Nena has this leash that goes exactly here. So as you can see, I'm gonna make many rows, and then here is where I will have the hole for the leash. But, so you can start like, put the leash on, the collar, and then start like putting the sweater on top and find out the right place for you to have that space. So for me, it's gonna be later, but just so you know, that's how we are going to do it. Okay, so this is my last stitch, and I'm also increasing here. So that's 1 and 2. So we are going to keep increasing like this at the beginning and at the end until we reach row 10, and I'm gonna meet you guys back when we're there. Okay, so I'm back. I just finished until row 10, increasing at the end and at the beginning of each row. So right now you should have 10 rows, and this row you should have 66 stitches, or whatever is the number that you started here, increasing 10 times. So now for row 11 and 12, we are not going to increase or decrease. We are just going to make the stitches, the same amount of stitches that you have right now. For me is 66. So I'm gonna do 2 rows of 66 single crochet. So I tried to take a picture of Nena wearing this piece. It's a really hard model to take pictures to, But what I wanted you to show is that this, when you fold this, so we're gonna start, so this is like the way we're going to single crochet these together once we are done. So the neck, we are going to sew it here, a few stitches here, and then this, I mean, right now it looks weird, but this is increasing because of, you know, the body, their body starts growing here, right? And this is gonna fall a little bit. So all of these two sections, you should, if you put it around your dog, should close. If it's not closing, or if it's like overlapping like this too much, you have to, you know, just take some stitches or add some stitches. If it's like this, it should close like this. So in the picture, I tried to make a knot, grabbing a piece of yarn from here to here, so I didn't have to use my hand. But the idea is that you can see that this closes perfectly on her body, okay? Anyways, let's keep crocheting these 2 rows, and I'm gonna meet you guys back when we're done. Okay, so here I just finished those 2 rows without increasing and decreasing. You can see that this stopped increasing. So now we're gonna start making the holes for the legs. So I chain 1 and turn, and this part is very easy. We are just going to crochet 6 single crochet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then we're going to chain 1 and turn. And we're gonna do this like for 9 rows, or until we reach row 21. So let's keep doing this until row 21, and I'll meet you guys back when we're done. Okay, so here I just finished 9 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 rows. So this at this moment I'm going to chain 1, and I'm going to cut the yarn, and I'm gonna leave it here for now, like that. So now we're going to work on the other side. So on the other side, we also need to have the same, but here. So we need 6 stitches. So we're going to count 6 stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So here is where our first stitch will be. So we are going to attach yarn. So I make a loop, I make a chain, and exactly there I'm gonna start making 6 single crochet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Chain 1 and turn, and the same. We're making 9 rows, or until we reach row 21. Okay, so here I am back. I finished 9 rows in this side. I have the other rows ready here in this side. So what we are going to do now is we are going to work in the center. We are definitely gonna make one more row here that is going to connect all of the three pieces that we're doing. So ideally, it will be great that we will, you know, just keep the yarn here. But since we're gonna work in the center, we're gonna, you know, be working back and forth, like turning our work. I think it will be too complicated to have this yarn attached. The other thing you could do is work the center, and when you're done, you can work this side. For some reason, you know, in my mind, I like to do this, like finish this and then, you know. So I am going to cut the yarn here. When we're done the center, we're just gonna attach yarn again, and we are going to join everything. So you can decide what works best for you. But so far, this is what we're doing. So now we're gonna go for the center. Okay, excellent. So right now, I would like to talk a little bit about the technique we're going to use to make the center, which has a W, as you know. Now, there are two techniques that we can use for this piece. One is tapestry technique, and the other one is intarsia crochet. The tapestry technique, what it does is like you are gonna carry the color that you are not using while using the one that you need. So in this case, we will start by crocheting red, carrying the yellow underneath, and then changing to yellow whenever we need it. Now, this technique, when you're using tapestry technique, the idea is that you use tapestry technique on your project, like all of it. So we should have carried, you know, the yarn here, because otherwise those rows will be a little bit thicker than the rest of our project. So, and the other reason is that sometimes you can see the yarn underneath, especially if it's like such a contrast color like we're using right now. If you're doing it properly, the most common thing will be that you don't see it. But because of the thickness and these things that I'm telling you about, I'm gonna use the intarsia crochet. So intarsia crochet means that we are gonna have red, and then we're gonna leave that red, grab the yellow, work with yellow. Then whenever we need red again, we're gonna attach a new yarn, a new ball of yarn, and then so on. There are people who likes one technique over the other or more than the other one. I think it's depending on the project, the one that you should use, or the ideal one for whatever project you're making. One of the bad things about the intarsia crochet is that you have to deal with many balls of yarn. And when you're turning, because you're going back and forth, well, you have a little bit of a mess there. But I like it, and that's the technique I am going to use. So I'm gonna start by doing it, and I'll explain how I am doing that. The other thing you could do if you don't want to do neither tapestry or intarsia is crochet everything in red, and at the end just make the W, crochet the W and sew it to the sweater. That is actually a really good idea in case you are modifying, you know, the stitches here, and then, you know, the W, it will be like too hard if you don't, you know, if it's different, if it's a smaller or whatever. So you can also just keep crocheting in red and do that at the end. But for now, I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna do this this intarsia technique. And so let's get to that. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I am going to skip 9 stitches, because for Nena, that's perfect, like the size I need. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So I am going to insert my hook or new yarn, attach new yarn on the 10th stitch. Now this first row, it's all red, so that's okay. So I am going to crochet and leave 9 stitches at the end. So for me that is 36 single crochet. So 1, 2, 3, so here I have 15 for me, and for the leash that I use for Nena, this is the right place for me to leave that space. So I am going to chain 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I am going to skip 7. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So here I attach it again, and I'm gonna keep crocheting until I finish. So this is 36. I should have 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Perfect. Remember that this could have been here or here, depending where your, your leash, you attach your leash. So that's my row, my first row from the center. So that's done. So I am going to chain 1 and turn. So my pattern calls like I'm gonna make 2 single crochet here, and when I'm about to finish, I'm gonna attach my new yarn, and I'm gonna finish the stitch with the new color. So I have 2 single crochet, and then I'm gonna make here 8 single crochet in yellow. Wait, before we do that, we need to, and this is something you have to be mindful, you need to leave the yarn, in this case in the back, because this is very important. You really need to know where you are working. So I know I'm working in the back at the moment because my tail is on the right and I have all my ends here. So if it's the back, I have to put it, here. So what I mean is every time your yarn should always be at the back of your work. So if you're working this side, the yarn should be at the back. If you're working here, your yarn has to be here. So now I am making my stitches in yellow. I am going to leave the red there. I made 2 stitches and the yarn is there. So I finish 8, and then I'm gonna attach my new ball. Oops, leave the yarn at the front. So now I am going to make 15 in red. If you see in this chain, I am working my stitches around the chain because it will look nicer. So here I finish those 15, and then I am attaching a new ball. And then I'll make 8. All right, so I finished 8 stitches here, and I am attaching the last red, and I should have, wait, has to be at the front. and it has to be 3 more stitches. So okay, so that's 1, 2, and 3. This first row, we are attaching everything. It's kind of, it's always a little bit like, looks hard, but it's easy. So now that we're done, we are going to chain 1 and turn. So the turning is the thing. So I'm gonna flip it. So if you leave everything like that and work, when you flip back, it should be in order. But I know sometimes it's confusing, so what you can do is put everything on the, like, move all of the balls the right way, and keep crocheting. Now, I'm gonna do it like that. So for row 2, we are going to make 4 stitches in red. So 1, 2, 3. This one here. I make 4, and then I change to yellow. Since everything is attached, now it's easier. And we're still gonna make 8 in yellow. 1, 2, 3, 4. 7 and 8, and then you grab the one that's next. And then we're gonna make 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And here we're going to attach our last yellow ball. And our last red one, because here we are only making 1 stitch here, and six single crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And we grab the yellow, and with yellow we are making 8. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 8, and we are going to finish with 3 in red. 1, 2, and 3. So that's row, the second row of the center. We chain 1, and here is where we flip, and you see all of them are in order. We don't have really like a mess. It's only when we turn that everything looks messy. But if you are able to crochet like this in a table and have all the yarn in place, you should be okay. Okay, wonderful. So now for next row, we are going to crochet 4 stitches 5 stitches in red. So 1, 2, 3. Whoops. I mean 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 stitches in red. Leaving the yarn at the back. And then finish the stitch. And then we have 8 in red. We leave it at the back. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we make 3 with this, with yellow. 1, 2, 3, and then we make 4 in red. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we make 8 with yellow. 1, 2, 3, 8. And we should finish with 5 in red. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So this was row 16. We chain 1 and turn. So row 17, we're going to start by crocheting 8 in red. 2, 8. That we finish with this. Now this one, we are pulling the yarn from, you know, it's not right there, the stitch wasn't there. Just make sure you're not pulling too much to twist your, you know, your piece. Just like enough, give it enough space. And then we are making 6 in yellow. 3, 6, and then we have 3 in red, 2, 3, 3 in yellow, 1, 2, 3, 3 red, 2, 3 in red, 6 in yellow, 1, 6, and 7 in red. And 7. So I chain 1 and turn. Turn, I like to do like that, so all the yarn is not tangled. There we go. All right, so we're gonna start 8 single crochet in red, and then 6 in yellow, now we're just making 1 in red, and we're making 5 in yellow, 1, and then 1 in red, six in yellow, 1, and 9 in red. 1, 2, 3, 5, 9, and that was row 18. Okay, so I just chain 1 and turn, so now we're making row 19. That's going to be 10 single crochet in red, then we change to yellow. Now yellow, we are now crocheting with this yarn all the way till here, 1 stitch less. So we can now cut these 2 yellow balls that we have. So it's this one here, the one from the center. I'm just gonna find it and move it away. And this one that it's on the other side, which is this one, right? No, this is the tail. It's this one. So we cut this one as well. So now we're just gonna have, and obviously we're just also going to cut this red here and this red here. We cut all of this, and we are just staying with 2 balls of red and 1 yellow. So we're going to crochet till the end of the yellow. When we're working in tarsia, it's so cool when you can cut some balls of yarn. Oops. Here, and then we change to red. So it was a total of 17 in yellow, and now we are making 9 in red. Nine. Okay. So now we chain 1 and turn. So for row 20, we are crocheting 10 in red. And then we have 15 in yellow. And 11 in red. And 11. Chain 1 and turn. Perfect. So now for row 21, we are crocheting 12 stitches in red, 13 in yellow, 13, and then with red, we are making 11. 2, 11. Okay, so this is row 21. It's the same as the rows we have in the side, because you know we made 9 rows until row 21. So now the next row we need to start crocheting here and then continue here. So we are going to cut the yarn here. So let's make a chain and cut the yarn. We can leave these two for now because we're gonna start crocheting here. Because the way we're doing, we should flip. So we're gonna turn and we're gonna start working here, continue here, and finish here. So this is how we're gonna do that. Okay, so this is what we have right now. So I cut the yarn here, I flip my work, this is row 22. So I am going to insert my yarn here. on this first stitch, I insert chain 1. I am going to make 6 single crochet, which is the amount of stitches we had on this side. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so we have 6 single crochet. Now we are going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. And here's where we are going to connect the parts. I chain 3. Now I'm going to insert or keep crocheting on my first stitch right there. And we are making 12 single crochet. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 11, and 12. And now, as usual, I'm going to grab my yellow. We are crocheting 11 in yellow. $11. And then I'm making 13 in red. 1, 2, 11, 12, 13, and we are repeating what we did in the other side. So we're gonna chain 3 and continue making 6 single crochets on this side. So that's 1, 2, 5, and 6. So now we have this connected and we are ready to keep going. Okay, so now we have everything connected. We are going to chain 1 and turn. We are going now to make row 23. And we are going to start by crocheting, making 23 crochet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So this is the regular part that we did, before. So now we have 3 chains. So remember how I went around the chain in this part? This is okay, but here later we're gonna start making our sleeve here. So we do need these loops. So we are just going to crochet, like inserting the hook in the center of the chain. So that's 1, 2, and 3. And we'll keep crocheting until we have the 23 single crochet. Okay, so that's here. Now, we change to yellow, and we are making 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we have a little piece of red here in the center to make the W. So I'm just gonna grab a new ball, and here we have 1 stitch, just 1 stitch. Now for this one, you can attach a new ball of yellow, but since it's just 1 stitch, I am just gonna grab the yellow that I already have attached, because it's just a very, very few stitches, so it will be just fine. And then we make 4 in yellow, and then we end up with 22 single crochet in red. And 22. Okay, we chain 1 and turn. So we are going to start row 24 with 23 single crochet in red, and then we are making 2 in yellow, 1 and 2, and now we are making 3 in red, but since I didn't attach another ball of yellow, I am just going to use it again. 1, 2, because there were so a few stitches. So this red can go because we're not using it anymore. That's why I'm doing this, because there were just 3 stitches. This can go, and I am going to grab the yellow. I'm gonna make 2 stitches, 1 and 2, and this yellow can also go because we're done here. And then I am going to finish with 24 single crochet in red. So I know we have this little, the yellow here. If you don't like that, you can also attach a new ball, but if you don't mind having just this little piece, you can just leave it like that. This other ball can also go, because we are done our intarsia section, so we can just crochet with this red without so many balls of yarn for now. So I really recommend that you weave all these ends so you don't have a lot of them to do when you're done. And it's a lot of work. Now, right now that we don't have that many balls of yarn attached, you can try the sweater onto your dog. So I'm gonna try to do this with Nena. I'll try to put it on and take some pictures for you. Okay, so here I have my beautiful Nena trying her sweater on. So as you can see, it goes really good around her leg here and goes all the way. So all is good. And here, it's going to close fine right there. So right now, because it's not sewn, but so far it should look like this. Say hi, Nena. Nena, sit, 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 sit. Oh, you're such a good girl. I know this looks like really far, but it's because it's not finished yet. But then it will be like this, and as you can see, it will close. Okay, so after trying the sweater on and see that it's fitting, that everything is okay, row 25 and 26, we are going to crochet just with red all the way across. You should have, well, maybe you don't have the same number of stitches, but for my pattern, we have 54 stitches, so 54 single crochet across. So I am going to meet you guys back when we finish row 26 with 54 single crochet. Okay, so I finished at row 25 and 26. So now we are again going to do some intarsia crochet. All right, so for row 27, we're gonna start by crocheting 27, row 27 with 27 single crochet in red. So let's do that. 25, 26, 27. So the 28th will be in yellow. So we finish this one with the yellow. And we're just making one. Oh. Sorry, we don't close it. And we're gonna grab another ball for the red. And we are making 26 in red. This is going to be easier because we are just dealing with 3 balls of yarn, 2 reds, and 1 yellow. All right, so we chain 1 and turn. Now for row 28, we are making 25 in red, 3 in yellow, and 26 in red. So let's go and do that. So I finished row 28 with 25, 3, and 26. And for row 29, we are crocheting 25 in red, 5 in yellow, and 24. So I'm gonna meet you guys back when we're done. Okay, perfect. So I just finished row 29. So starting row 30, we are going to make some decreases at the beginning and at the end. So row 30, we're gonna start by making 1 decrease with, at the beginning. So the decreases, I'm gonna make the invisible decrease because it's a decrease that I like more. So for you to see it, I have my chain here. So this is my chain. This is my chain. I don't work on the chain. I'm gonna grab the front loop of what it will be my first stitch or the second from the hook. So that front loop, and then the next front loop, just like that. and I yarn over, pull through those 2. I have 2 loops on my hook. I yarn over and pull through those 2. And that's an invisible decrease. I will do a decrease, then I am going to make 21 single crochet. And 21. Then I yarn over and I'm going to make 7 in yellow, and now I'm gonna make 22 single crochet in red and 1 decrease. So I have 2 more stitches. I grab the front loop of those 2, yarn over, pull through those 2, yarn over and pull through 2. So this row 30, we should end up with 52 stitches total. We chain 1 and turn. Okay, so for row 31, we are going to make a decrease. Then we have 19 single crochet in red, 16, 17, 18, 19. And then we have 11 stitches in yellow. So that would be 1, 2, 10, 11. 18 single crochet in red, 17, 18, and you should have 2 stitches to make another decrease. Perfect. Chain 1 and turn. Okay, perfect. So we are ready to start row 32. We are making a decrease at the beginning, and then we have 15 single crochet, 3, 4, 12, 13, 14, 15, and we change. And we are going to make 15 in yellow, so 1 and 2. So we are not going to use this red anymore. So if you want to, you can go ahead and cut it. And 15. And now we are going to make 16 single crochet in red and 1 decrease. Now you can also cut the yellow, because now we're going to start the row in yellow. These are our last stitches in red. Okay, 16, and now these 2 stitches is going to be a decrease. So we, like this, but the yarn over and pull through, we're going to make it with yellow because our next row is going to be in yellow. So I finished the stitch, I chain one, and I'm ready to turn. I am going to cut the yarn. Okay, so now we are gonna start row 33, and again we are going to make a decrease. We're gonna make a decrease at the beginning and at the end, and we're gonna do that until row 39. So row 39 will also be a decrease at the beginning and a decrease at the end, and single crochet across, all with yellow. And I will meet you guys back when we are done with these rows with just one color, decreasing beginning and at the end. Okay, so I am back. I just finished row 39, making one decrease, 32 single crochet, and one decrease. And now on row 40, we are going to change the color to blue. So we are going to finish that decrease with blue, chain one and turn, and well, the last rows that we are going to make are just decreases at the beginning and at the end. Some rows they just have decreases in one of the either at the beginning or at the end. So I'm gonna leave the pattern here, follow it. This row 40, we decrease at the beginning and at the end, so I already decrease. So we're gonna have our single crochet across and decrease at the end. And I'm gonna meet you guys back when we are done. So from row 41 till 51, we are just decreasing at the end. So these 10 rows are really easy. So we're just decreasing at the end, single crochet across and decreasing at the end. Okay, so here I am back. I just finished row 51 with a total of 21 single crochet or 21 stitches. So row 52, 53, and 54, we are not decreasing or decreasing. We are just making 21 single crochet across. Now, starting from here, you can keep going as much as you want. You can stop right now if you want to, depending on your dog size. I'm gonna finish the entire pattern after row 54. Row 55 has one more decrease, and the last rows are just going to be 20 stitches. So that's why I am just saying that you can keep going or just stop. So I am gonna meet you guys back when I am done. So I end up here, and this is the front of my sweater. So you do want to single crochet around the edge on the right side. So for me, that's going to mean that I will have to make another row here at the end. That is actually part of, you know, the single crochet row I'm doing for the edge. If you end up here, you will just have to chain one and go this way. But for me, I will have to go one more row. Anyway, I tried on Nena and it actually looks good, so it's okay. So when you reach the corner here, I'm gonna make another single crochet on the same stitch, just so that I can turn and start crocheting this way. I already have one stitch like this. So now I am going to single crochet here. The idea is to have one single crochet per row. So you can see this is one row, this is the other. So I insert her here, then I insert here, and like this. So we do want to change color when we reach to the yellow and to the red section, because we don't want this color to be on top of that. And like we usually change color, we are going to insert like this, and we are going to finish the stitch with the new color like that. If you can just crochet around the tail so you don't have to weave that one in. Okay, so here I'm at the end, and I am going to join with a slip stitch, just like that, chain one and cut, and we're just making a knot there. So this edge is finished. So now for this edge, so you can see the difference, how it looks when we make the single crochet row. I really like it. So to do this side, we cannot crochet from here because then we will have to crochet on the wrong side. So we are actually gonna start from here. So you will attach your yarn here. In this case will be red. And so we attach the yarn and we start single crocheting here. I'm gonna meet you guys back when we are connecting this row on the blue section. Okay, so here I am about to finish. And so in this corner, we already have one stitch because it was our first stitch, right? But remember that we did two in this one. So we're gonna make the second one. And then we did the last one, which is the second on the same corner. We're gonna cut the yarn We're gonna pull all the way through. So we're going to thread our darning needle. This was our first stitch. So we're gonna go on the second. We insert there, and then we're gonna come back to where the yarn is coming out of, which is there. And that's how we create an extra, like the top of the stitch. And we're done. So this one, we are just going to weave in. I like to go in different directions just to make sure this will not, you know, get loose in the future. Okay, so with that, as you can see, that's how we finish our corner. It looks great, and all of our edge, it's now done. Okay, so now we are ready to make the sleeves. Now, there are many options for the sleeves. You can just make them in red, or make red, blue, and yellow, or all yellow. Like, there are so many options. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do the total of the sleeve is gonna be 6 rows. I'm gonna make them 4 in red, and I'm gonna make the edge in yellow because I think it will look pretty. So, so for the sleeve, we could go like just around and around and around, but that will change the way it looks compared to all of, you know, what we've done, because this way, like this look is for rows that you go back and then you come back. So I do want to have this same effect. So for that, I am going to crochet like this, then chain 1 and come back the other way, so we have the same look. If you don't want to do that, you can totally like just go around and around, no problem. The other thing I can tell you is that I am going to attach yarn. You can do that anywhere, it doesn't matter. So let's say I start here. I am going to attach yarn and start single crocheting around. The only thing with this is I am going to skip the corners, because that helps to make it like more round. So that is what I'm going to do. And so let's get started on that. All right, so I am going to start here. Like I said, it doesn't matter, it's okay. So I just chain 1, and I'm gonna do my first single crochet. This number can be different from everybody depending if you change the pattern, but I usually get 30 stitches, so we'll see. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then here is the corner, and I'm gonna skip it. I single crochet here, this is a corner, and this is my next stitch. I'm gonna jump to this one, seven, 9, 10, 12, and I have the corner again. So 13, 14, 16, and I have the corner, so I'm skip it. 17. 20. 24. So here's a corner, so I jump. 25. And that was 30. Now, so this is my last stitch, and here is my first stitch. So I am going to join with a slip stitch. So I pull through and pull through. So that's how I finish row 1. And then I am going to chain 1. If you want to keep crocheting this way, you will go that way, but I want this look, so what I do is I just turn, because now I want to go this way. And I'm not increasing or decreasing or anything, so I'm just gonna have my 30 stitches again. So that's 1, and 30, so I have 30 here. One more time, I go under my first stitch, pull through, I chain 1, and instead of going that way, I turn. So that was my second row. So I'm going for my third. And again, not increasing, not decreasing, just go around. And you keep working like this for 4 rows total. So this is the third, one more. Okay, so this is the end of row 4. And right now I'm ready to slip stitch. But now I am going to slip stitch with the yellow. So I am going to pull through and pull through. Chain 1. Turn, because I was working like this, so now I'm going this way. And I'm gonna make the last 2 rows in this yellow. We can cut the yarn here. It should be at the back. And let's crochet 2 more rows in yellow. So this is the end of this row. I slip stitch, chain 1, and for my last row I come back. So here I am at the end. This is my last stitch, and I am going to slip stitch, chain 1, and cut. We're gonna pull all the way through, make a knot. Now we just thread our needle and we hide this end. And we are done with the first sleeve. Now we can do exactly the same on the other side. Let me show you how it looks. So this is the cute sleeve. And as you can see, it has the same kind of effect that going back and forth give us in crochet. So now let's make the other one. Okay, so here I'm back. I just finished the sleeves, and now it's time to sew this part, like these two together. Now you have a few options in case this is like it doesn't close, like probably you made it a little bit small. You could increase a few rows here in this section. So before you close it, right? You could probably go here a few more rows to make it bigger in case that it doesn't fit. And to sew it here, like to join it, you could make slip stitches, or you could even do it with your darning needle, going from like one side to the other. Just go back and forth with your yarn. Or the one that I'm going to do is I'm just going to single crochet, and I'm gonna do that starting approximately 6 rows under the sleeve. So the sleeve is here. So these are 2 rows for 6. So it is around 2, 4, 6, around here. So like this. I am just going to attach yarn. The other option you could do is like you can make like some buttons, and you could in case you want it to, to put it on like a coat, like a jacket. So there are a few options you could do here. Okay. You could even not close it this far, like you probably close it until here. I like it to be really like around her body. So I know going 6 rows under the sleeves is good. So I will just chain 1 and cut. And pull all the way through. We make a knot. With our darning needle, we're gonna hide this and this. And we are almost ready. Obviously, go and try it on. And if it doesn't fit, it's good time still to undo this one and add some rows in case you need to. Okay, so the next step, it's completely optional. I'm gonna make some little stars, just like kind of like embroidery. So for that, I am going to attach, I'm going to attach the yarn like this. I'm just gonna make a knot to secure it. I'll weave this end later. So the only thing I'm doing is I'm just gonna grab, so I'm gonna start like making a cross. Like that. And then another cross, but in the center, so from here to here. to here. Once you're done, you just make a knot and that's it. Okay, so I am going to add a detail to this custom. So I'm going to make a golden lasso for Nena. So what I did is I just grab a piece of yarn. Well, it's still attached to the ball. I fold it in half, and then I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. Go around like that, so we make like a little twist there, and we're gonna make a chain here. So we are making a cord. So what we are going to do with that, so we put one this way and the other one the other way, and we pull through. Here we go again. So this one goes like this, and the other one goes on top, and we pull through. So like this, and then on top, and then we pull through. So yarn over, but this yarn over is from the bottom, this is from the top, and we pull through. And we're gonna do this, and you can make it as long as you want. I want it long because I want it to be able to like fold it a couple times. And when I'm done, I'm gonna show you how I am going to attach it to the custom. Once you have the length that you want for your lasso, the only thing you're going to do is just yarn over with both and pull through. That makes a knot. Anyway, if you want to secure it, you can also tie a knot with this too. And that will be all that we're going to do for our lasso. So now I'm just gonna cut it right here. Okay, so now what I want to do is to attach it something like this around here. So what I'm going to do is, still with yellow, give me a second. I'm going to just attach yarn. So I'm just gonna grab a loop there. Pull through, wait a second. I pull through and chain one. And I'm gonna chain a couple times. Like that. And then, well, I just want to have the tail on the other side. I will weave this in later. And I'm going to place this here and make a chain enough for it to hold it. So I think I need one more. And then I'm going to grab another loop, pull through, and pull through like that. And I also want this tail in the back, so I'm just gonna pull it this way. And with this too, I am going to tie a knot. And then we just weave this in. And now our beautiful lasso is attached. Okay, so after we attach the lasso, we are practically done with this dog custom for Halloween. the only thing it's left to do in case you did not crochet the W in intarsia crochet, that you just did everything red and you just want to make the W, like, you know, to sew it after. I'm gonna do the W right now, and then I'm gonna sew it to the sweater so you see how it looks, and you can decide which technique you like best. But if you did this and you like it, well, we are practically done with that. So let's get to the other part. Okay, so we're gonna get started on the W. So let's start by chaining 9. Oops. We're gonna make 9, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And we are going to make 8 single crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. Chain 1 and turn. For row 2, we are going to increase 1 and 2, then 5 single crochet, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we are going to decrease the last 2, one decrease, like that. We chain 1 and turn. We're gonna start by making a decrease, five single crochet, and an increase. So we make 1 and 2. We chain 1 and turn. So for row 4, we're going to increase the first stitch and 4 single crochet, 1, 2, 3, and 4. We're going to chain 1 and turn, and we're going to start row 5 with 1 decrease, 3 single crochet, 1, 2, 3, and an increase, 1 and 2. When we're here, we're gonna chain 1 and cut the yarn, and we are going to make 2 of them that we're gonna use, one like this and the other one like that. If we're looking at the front, so this is what we are looking at so far. So that's the step 1. Okay, so now we have those 2 parts. Next, we're going to make the center, and we're going to do that by, we're going to chain 6. This part is really easy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we are going to single crochet 5. 1, 2, 4, and 5. Chain 1 and turn. This one we are going to make for row 2 a decrease, then 1 single crochet and another decrease. We chain 1 and turn. We have 3 stitches, so we're going to make 3 single crochets. 1, 2, 3. And then for the next row, we are going to decrease and 1 single crochet. And for the last row, we are going to decrease both. So we had 2 stitches, so now it's 1. When we're here, we're going to chain 1 and cut. And that's the center. So what we have right now is like this. I know all these tails makes it hard to see, but we're gonna join them on the next row. So now that we have all these elements in this row, we are going to join them. So the way we're going to do this is, so on our first piece, there has to be this side, the other one is going to be on the other side. We are going to attach yarn on the second stitch here. So insert the yarn, make a chain, and we are going to make 5 single crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then here we are going to chain 1 and then continue on working on this piece. We have to have 5 single crochets here. We are going to be working on the foundation chain here, so just, it's going to feel weird, but it's fine. 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then we're gonna chain 1 and continue with the other 5 on this side. One, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So it should look like this. I know we have tons of tails, but we will weave those in after. So now we're gonna call this one our row 1 from this part. So we chain 1 and turn. For row 2, we should have 17 stitches here. So for row 2, we are going to decrease the first one and single crochet across, and decrease the last 2. So this row, you should have a total of 15 stitches. Chain 1 and turn. Again, we are going to decrease at the beginning and at the end, and decrease at the end, for a total of 13 stitches here. Chain 1 and turn, and this is the last row like this. So we decrease at the beginning and at the end again. So 9 single crochets, another decrease. So here for a total of 11 stitches. We chain 1 and turn. Okay, so now we are going to decrease and 3 single crochet, 1, 2, and 3. We're going to chain 1 and turn, and then here we have 4 stitches, so we are going to decrease 2 times. So 1 decrease and the other decrease, chain 1 and turn. We have 2 stitches, so for the last step we are going to make a decrease with those 2, and we chain 1 and cut. So we finish one side of the W. Now we need to work on this one. So what we're gonna do, so in this one we decrease 1 and we made 3 single crochets. So for this we're gonna do the same but the other side. So first we're gonna make 3 single crochets and decrease 1, but we're gonna skip 1 stitch in the center. So I finished here, I skip this one, so here's where I attach my yarn. So I make a loop, pull through. So I make 3 single crochets, so that's 1, 2, 3, and a decrease. Chain 1 and turn. So here we have 4 stitches, so we're going to decrease 2 times. 1 and 2. Chain 1 and turn, and for the last thing we are going to decrease again, and we are done. But we are not going to cut the yarn because now we are going to single crochet around the edge of our entire W. So I finish here, I'm just going to chain 1 and I'm gonna start going this way and make 1 single crochet per row around the W. When you reach this corner, you're going to make 3 single crochets. So that was 1, 2, and 3. And then just keep going. Again, in this corner, we have to make 3 stitches so we can change direction. We make 3 here, 1, 2, and 3. And here on the last stitch, when we started, we did 1 already. So we just need to make 2 more because we've been doing 3. So those are the 2. We are going to cut the yarn and with our needle we are gonna look for our second stitch, which is this one. Insert, and then coming back, like going back to where the yarn was coming out of, so we can make another like V. And now we're done. So this is how it looks. So this is how it looks when it's done. Now we just need to sew it to the sweater, and it's going to be a bit bigger because we went around the entire W, right? So just be careful when you're sewing it to cover everything that, well, in my case, if you want to do it on top, just to cover all the stitches underneath. If you did everything in red, well, just place it in the right, spot. And to sew this, the only thing we're going to do is I'm gonna do this. It's hard to do it while recording, but you just go under the stitches like that and all the way into the sweater. Actually, wait, I had to. Probably this tail won't be long enough. I will add more. So first I have to send this to the back. And then like that. So I'll go under the V and then again under the V like that, all the way around. And that's all we have to do. So I'll meet you guys back when we're done. Well, here it is, my beautiful Nenita wearing her sweater and playing outside. Right now it's not that cold yet, but it will. So I hope you liked it. Please let me know on the comments what other costumes would you like me to make for your dogs, either for Halloween or any other celebration. I would love to read your ideas and get inspired and make some more fun projects. Thank you very much for watching this video. Follow and subscribe and like. And well, thank you very much and see you next time.